Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Gunmen fleeing police stop check crash into bus transporting tourists in Hanover. 4 tourists and a tour bus driver were treated at hospital yesterday after a car with gunmen crashed into the vehicle along the Barbican Main Road in Hanover yesterday afternoon. The 3 gunmen were also injured in the crash and were taken to hospital, where they were pronounced dead. The deceased are yet to be identified. 2 illegal firearms and ammunition were seized by the police. It is reported that around midday, the 3 men, who were all from St. James addresses, were traveling in a silver Nissan Natio motor car from the direction of Montego Bay towards Westmoreland. On reaching a section of the Barbican Main Road in the vicinity of a popular adventure tour attraction, the men reported they received news that a police stop truck was along the road, and the driver quickly turned around the vehicle and sped off in the direction of Sandy Bay. The driver reported they lost control of the motor car and collided into the JUTA tour bus, which was transporting 4 tourists from Montego Bay to Negril. The impact of the crash resulted in the 3 men in the Nissan and the tourists, along with the bus driver, receiving injuries. The motor car also caught fire, which was extinguished by passing motorists. The police rushed to the scene, and the injured persons in both vehicles were taken to hospital, where the gunmen were pronounced dead. They say the Nissan motor car was searched and 2 illegal handguns and several rounds of ammunition were seized. The police indicated that the injuries of the tourists and the tour bus driver were not considered to be life-threatening. St. Anne mechanic stabbed to death in dispute involving woman. A mechanic was stabbed to death in St. Anne early Sunday morning following an argument with a woman at a club in Brownstown. He is Quan Campbell, 20 of Enfield, Brownstown. A man who is a suspect in the killing is said to be on the run. Reports reaching reporters are that shortly before 2 o'clock, Campbell went to a club in Brownstown where he allegedly confronted a woman who he saw with a man. Campbell and the woman exited the club and their argument escalated. The man who was seen with the woman inside the club intervened in the argument. A fight ensued between the men, during which Campbell was stabbed in the chest. The man fled the scene. Campbell was taken to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Slain pregnant woman had children with alleged gang leader. The St. James police have confirmed that a pregnant woman who was shot dead in the arms of her teenage lover at her home in Norwood, St. James, is the baby mother of an alleged gang leader currently behind bars facing murder charges. 33-year-old Swen Pennicott, otherwise called Susu, and who was 3 months pregnant, was killed along with 19-year-old Barrington Clark, otherwise called CG, in the pre-dawn attack at Chico Lane in Hendon, Norwood. Both victims were unemployed. Reports are that about 3:50 a.m., Pennicott, who also has 4-year-old twins, was asleep with Clark in her apartment house when men armed with high-powered weapons and handguns kicked off a board gate and gained entry to the yard. The gunmen then broke a window and kicked open a door to the house, after which they opened fire, hitting Pennicott and Clark multiple times before fleeing. When the police were alerted by residents, they found both deceased coiled in the bloody bed with several 9mm and 5.56 pen shells all over the room. Pennicott's twins were discovered unharmed in an adjoining room. A senior police officer told reporters that the woman may have been targeted because of her relationship with the accused gangster with whom she had the twins and Clark, who hailed from the adjoining community. Prior to the Norwood double murder, 2 other men, including a popular taxi operator, were injured in separate shooting incidents in downtown Montego Bay on Friday night. Investigators told reporters that about 8:30 p.m., the 38-year-old taxi operator, who resides in Cambridge St. James and plies the downtown Montego Bay to Cambridge Road, was attacked while at a taxi stand at the intersection of Barnett Street and Fish Lane. He was rushed to hospital, where he was admitted in critical condition. 2 hours later, a 27-year-old man of a Norwood address was shot while seated in his Toyota Axio motor car at the Creek Street and St. Calvers Avenue stoplight. He was also taken to hospital. Since the start of the year, the parish of St. James has seen a significant increase in murders, with at least 104 people killed. Coolie man booked for businesswoman's murder, and more in Spanishtown. 34-year-old Errol Williams, otherwise called Coolie Man or Richie, of Maiden Lane, Kingston, has been charged with several offences including murder, arising from an incident in Johnston, Spanishtown, St. Catherine, on Friday, March 4 of this year. 47-year-old Nadine Kelly Reid, a businesswoman of Kidston, St. Catherine, was killed while two other persons sustained injuries during the incident. Armed men exited the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting Kelly Reid and two others. The police were summoned, and the injured persons were transported to hospital, where Kelly Reid was pronounced dead, and two men were treated for their injuries. Williams was arrested on May 18 and subsequently charged with murder, shooting with intent, 2 counts of wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. His court date is being finalized. New JC Old Boys President to focus on building unity. The Jamaica College Old Boys Association elected a new executive to run the affairs of the organization that has been embroiled in controversy. The association, after being prevented from having its annual general meeting on the school compound, moved the meeting to the Chinese Benevolent Society Auditorium in Old Hope Road, which saw a large turnout. Dr. Jermaine Spencer, a leading Jamaican gynecologist, was selected president of the association, founded in 1986 by the one-vote margin. Spencer campaigned on a pledge to bring back the unity to the association and cauterize the bleeding after a public fallout between the school, its board, and former association president Major Bassett Jarrett and treasurer Colin Greenland arising from the railroad controversy. As a group, we have been divided, and my modus operandi is to bring back the unity of the group and categorize the ongoing controversy. We have to heal, Spencer reported. Meanwhile, Jarrett, who is at the center of the controversy, which led to the school late start last year issuing a cease and desist order against him and Greenland, which was followed up to last Friday by an injunction for making defamatory statements against the institution, did not seek re-election after serving the organization for 8 years. Speaking at the start of the meeting, Jarrett said he was hoping that as a body, resolution could be reached regarding the present impasse. We are going to have a meeting with the hope that the issues that have been plaguing us for the past 8 months can be resolved. A lot of nonsense has been flying back and forth, overwrite lies, aspirations, character assassination, attacks on people's reputation, and in some cases court action. It is unfortunate, but this is where we are, Jarrett noted. The other members of the new executive included First Vice President Kirk Kennedy, President and CEO of Castle Construction and Management Limited, and Second Vice President John Paul White, who is a contractor. Neurological and spinal surgeon Dr. Roger Hunter was co-opted to the executive. Check to address underperforming subcontractors on highway project. China Harbor Engineering Company Check, which is the main contractor for the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, will be addressing the issue of underperformance of subcontractors. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Edward Warmington, in making the disclosure, said the pace of work and the dust nuisance remain a major complaint of residents, especially in St. Thomas. Speaking during a tour of the project last Thursday, Warmington told journalists that some subcontractors are not living up to the responsibility of their contract, and where they are negligent, then China Harbor will step in and have those rectified. He noted that the contract makes it clear that where the subcontractor is inefficient in performance, China Harbor is obligated to step in and do the work itself. At the same time, he said it is hoped that the subcontractors, many of whom are locals, will improve their performance to prevent China Harbor from taking over completely. The tour of the project spanned from Bull Bay in St. Andrew to Long Bay in Portland, where Warmington was given a first-hand account of the state of some of the roads. He made stops in Grants Bend, Morant Bay, and listens in St. Thomas, as well as Long Bay in Portland, where work was observed in various forms. He was joined by senior representatives of the National Works Agency NWA representative from Czech and other partners on the project. Warmington said that while progress comes with some amount of inconvenience at first, every effort will be made to address the challenges. Meanwhile, Communications and Customer Service Manager at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, said that some of the major challenges being faced by residents should ease shortly. By the end of summer, some aspects of the road will be significantly improved from their current 60 to 70% level to completion, he said. This will include the implementation of certain infrastructure works, such as asphalted concrete. The Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project is being carried out by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation with funding from the Government of Jamaica and China Exim Bank. The project seeks to improve the alignment and capacity of the existing Southern Coastal Main Road in order to make it safe and efficient, free from flooding, and provide for further development. It entails rehabilitation of approximately 110 kilometers of roadway between Harbourview in St. Andrew and Port Antonio in Portland, and the 26-kilometer thoroughfare from Morant Bay to Cedar Valley in St. Thomas. The project also includes the construction of the Maypen to Williamsville segment of Highway 2000 by the National Road Operating and Constructing Company. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.